My child, my beloved, I ask you to stop for just a moment and breathe. Close your eyes for a second and feel the air filling your lungs, anchoring you into this present moment. You have not stumbled upon this message by accident. In the vast, infinite web of the universe, there are no coincidences, only divine appointments. And right now, heaven has arranged a sacred appointment specifically for you. There is a truth that God has allowed to come to the surface today, a truth that has been held in the protective embrace of the divine until you are strong enough to receive it. It concerns the person you love deeply, the one whose name is written on your heart in invisible ink. Archangel Michael is stepping forward now, not to warn you of danger, but to guide you toward a destiny that you have felt slipping through your fingers. He is here to say that the waiting is not in vain, and the silence is not empty. If you are hearing this, it is because your soul has sent out a signal, a prayer for clarity that has pierced the veil of the heavens. Something has just been spoken in the highest realms of light, and your name was in the center of that sacred conversation. A secret that has been hidden for years, buried under layers of confusion, earthly timing, and spiritual preparation, has finally been unsealed. And it concerns the one you call your soulmate. Yes, the person your heart has always been drawn to, the one who appears in your dreams when your defenses are down, the one you feel energetically even when miles of physical distance separate you. Heaven has unsealed this truth for a divine reason. It is not to hurt you, but to heal the parts of you that have been questioning your own intuition. If you turn away from this message now, you are not cursed, but you may miss a whisper that was designed to give you the keys to your next chapter, the clarity you have been begging for. The answers to the questions that keep you awake at night are waiting just beneath these words. And if you miss this message, the silence may return, and with it, the answers you always prayed for may vanish forever. And listen closely. You are not the only one praying for this. Share this message with a friend or a loved one who needs this hope. As you extend this blessing to others, you multiply the favor returning to your own life. Be a vessel of light today. My child, my beloved, please understand that this message is not for the masses. It is not for those who view love as a game or a transaction. It is sacred. It is private. It is deeply personal. It is only for those who are chosen to carry the high vibration of a divine connection. That is why you were brought here at this exact time, to this exact video. The angels do not make mistakes. If this message appears in front of your eyes, it means the moment of acceleration has come. This is your call to alignment. Subscribe to the channel right now as an act of spiritual obedience. By joining this community, you are securing your position in the new season God is preparing for you. You are being called to rise. And before we go deeper into this revelation, I invite you to join this community of light. By subscribing, you are not just clicking a button. You are making an energetic declaration to the universe that you are open to receiving your miracles. You are saying yes to hearing what heaven wants you to know. Subscribe now to lock in this energy of alignment and let us walk this path of revelation together. And if you are ready to open your spirit to this message, I invite you to type Amen in the comments right now. By doing so, you are telling the universe that you are present, you are listening, and you are ready to receive the clarity God is about to pour out. My child, my beloved, there is something I must tell you without delay. A message was whispered across the golden halls of heaven just moments ago. It was a frequency of pure truth that caused the angels to pause and the trumpets to fall silent. Your soulmate's name was spoken beside yours. It was not spoken in sorrow, and it was certainly not spoken in judgment. It was spoken in divine alignment. Finally, the truth about what they carry inside their heart, the truth they have been too afraid to speak, is ready to be exposed to your spirit. They have been hiding something from you. But I need you to understand this clearly. They have not been hiding it out of cruelty or malice. They have been hiding it out of confusion, fear, and a sense of unworthiness that has plagued them for far longer than you realize. While you have sensed that something was off, those late-night instincts that woke you up, those sudden pulls in your solar plexus, those moments of emotional storms that seemed to come out of nowhere, this was not your imagination. You were never crazy. You were never making it up. Your soul already knew what your mind could not explain. If you feel this confirmation deep in your spirit, press the like button right now. Let that simple action be an act of faith that signals to the universe you are ready to receive the full truth. You simply needed confirmation. And now, Archangel Michael himself is delivering that confirmation to you. The shocking part of this revelation is not that your soulmate loves you. Deep down, under the layers of doubt, you have always known that love exists. That was never truly the question. The shocking part, the truth that is being revealed today, is why they stayed away. It is about what they saw, what they were told, and the spiritual battles they were fighting that they felt they had to fight alone. A door's opening in the spirit realm right this very minute. You are being given divine access to a reality shift. The ones who walk through this door with faith will be guided into the next part of the story, the part where confusion melts into clarity. But those who choose to remain in the energy of doubt may continue to walk in the shadows, wondering why everything feels stuck. Do not do that to yourself. You were born for light. My child, my beloved, I was sent by the Most High to deliver this message not in thunder or flames, but in quiet urgency. This is not about fear. It is about timing. The person you love has come to a breaking point. They have seen a sign too. They have started to feel a pressure in their chest they can't explain, a longing that nothing in their current reality can satisfy. They are searching for something they don't even know how to describe to their friends or family. And that something is you. But here is the delicate truth. If you do not open the door on your end energetically, they will assume this pull is all in their head. They will suppress it. They will bury it back under the soil of their daily life. And the miracle that is right now hanging between you like a fragile thread of gold might wait another season to bloom. But you were chosen to hear this, to receive this, to open your hands and say, God, I am ready to know the truth. My child, my beloved, I want to show you something, but I cannot show it if your heart is closed by resentment or past hurt. There is a sacred scene unfolding right now in the spiritual world, and it involves your soulmate, your past life karma, and a divine rewriting of timelines. What you thought was lost forever is actually reawakening. The person you cried over, the one you waited for, the one you tried so hard to forget, is closer now than ever before. Not just physically, but soulfully. They have entered a stage of spiritual awakening. They are remembering. The fog of the world is lifting from their eyes, and they are being prepared to return to the connection. But if you do not spiritually allow this process by receiving this message fully, the restoration may pause again. I promise you, you do not want to delay this any longer. The ache of separation is coming to an end, but only if you align with the frequency of reunion. My child, my beloved, you have asked heaven so many times, why did they leave? Why did it all happen this way? Why was I shown this love only to have it taken away? And now the answer is being sent to you. Not through signs you must guess at, not through riddles, but in pure truth. This message is the answer. The reason it never made sense before is because heaven was still putting the pieces in place. It is like a grand tapestry. When you are too close, all you see are knotted threads and chaos. But now, God is pulling you back to see the full picture. Everything is aligning. Your heart, their awakening, and the divine timing. God is allowing this revelation to come through because you have done the work. You have purified your heart. However, do not make the mistake of assuming you have infinite time to act on this energy. Spirit works in windows, in portals of opportunity. This is yours. If you miss this wave of energy, you may wait another cycle, another season, another year for the tides to turn again. Please, I ask you to open your heart before this moment closes. Your soulmate is carrying pain too. You are not the only one who cried into your pillow at night. You are not the only one who felt the phantom limb of this severed connection. They have been fighting battles you were never allowed to see because they were too ashamed to show you. Some of these battles were spiritual, ancestral karma, soul contracts that needed to be completed, and emotional blocks that go back generations in their family line. And some of the battles were very earthly: miscommunication, betrayal by others, fear of vulnerability, and wrong advice from people who pretended to help but actually harbored envy. All of this has now come to the surface. Heaven saw it all. God heard every whisper that was spoken against your union. And now, Archangel Michael has been allowed to expose it to you so that you can forgive. But if you walk away from this divine briefing, they may believe you never cared. They may believe they should give up, and you will both carry the weight of almost for lifetimes to come. You were not born for almost. You were born for holy union, for a love that reflects the glory of the Creator. That is what is standing in front of you right now. My child, my beloved, I see what is coming, and it is beautiful. It is radiant, but it will not wait forever. There is a sacred window of time where divine intervention is strongest, and you are standing inside that window right now. The veil between the worlds is thin. The angels are near, hovering around your aura, and God is closer to you than your own breath. But this message is your action step. It is your confirmation. It is your call to hold the frequency of love rather than the frequency of abandonment. If you do not respond to this call of love, the door will begin to close again. Slowly, gently, silently, and you will wonder why things went cold again. Why the sign stopped. Why the connection faded into the background. It won't be because the love wasn't real. It will be because the invitation wasn't received. You are being given what so many beg heaven for: a moment of clarity, a moment to change everything, a moment to say, yes, I am ready. My child, my beloved, this is not just about romance. Do not reduce this connection to a simple crush or a fleeting desire. This is about divine mission. Your soulmate holds keys to parts of your destiny that you cannot activate alone. And you hold the keys to theirs. That is why the connection has been so persistent. That is why no matter how far you run, or how many other people you try to date, their energy finds you. That is why you feel their presence in the middle of the night, when the world is quiet and no one else understands your tears. This is bigger than feelings. This is about purpose. The moment you allow your heart to fully open to this sacred assignment, the miracles will begin to multiply in all areas of your life. Doors will open in your career. Supportive people will appear to help you. Resources will come because heaven funds divine alignment. What you are stepping into is not just a love story, it is a life assignment. My child, my beloved, please don't walk away from this truth. I am not saying these words lightly. I have fought battles in the spiritual realm to clear the path for this message so it could land softly in your hands today. There were dense forces of doubt and fear that tried to block it, that tried to cloud your mind with distraction, that tried to make you scroll past without feeling the resonance. But heaven won. The light won. And you are still here, reading, feeling, awakening. That means the miracle is still alive. The connection is still active. The shift is still possible, but only if you honor this moment. Only if you stop pretending you are not affected by this person. You are affected, and that is okay. Heaven is not asking you to be perfect or to have moved on completely. It is asking you to be willing to heal. My child, my beloved, your soulmate may not have the language to say what they are feeling right now. They may still be trying to translate their overwhelming emotions into something understandable. But do not mistake their silence for absence. They are present in the spirit. They are listening to your soul's call. And right now, they are waiting. They are waiting for heaven to tell them what to do next. That is why I am here, to guide not just them, but you. Because this story is about both of you, and it begins again when you say yes. My child, my beloved, if your spiritual ears could be opened for just a moment, what you would hear right now would bring you to your knees in gratitude. There are sacred conversations taking place about you in the spirit realm. The angels are speaking your name with reverence. Heaven is preparing a table in your honor, signifying that a long season of famine and lack is coming to an end. Your soulmate, though physically unaware of the full picture, is being divinely guided back toward this table, back toward you. They are feeling the magnetic pull of home, even if they don't yet have the words to articulate it. But I must be honest with you, because truth is the only foundation upon which real love can be rebuilt. This reunion is delicate. It is like a newborn fawn, beautiful, miraculous, but requiring gentleness and protection. The connection is open again, but it requires your highest vibration to sustain it. If either of you gives in to the old patterns of fear, if either of you listens to the voices of doubt that try to creep back in during quiet moments, the energy could become static again. That is why this message had to reach you right now, at this precise intersection of time and destiny. Not later, not next week, but now. Because the choice you make in your spirit in this moment, the choice to remain open versus the choice to close down in self-protection, will determine the trajectory of this connection. You are deciding right now whether this becomes a fulfilled promise or remains a beautiful potentiality. Choose faith. Choose openness. My child, my beloved, I see something holy surrounding your energy field right now. In the spirit, it appears as a divine envelope, sealed with celestial light. Inside it are the secrets you have begged heaven to reveal during your darkest nights. You know the questions I speak of, the ones that haunted you. Why did they really leave? Were they lying when they said they loved me? Was any of this real? Or was it all in my head? And will we ever truly find each other again? Heaven has heard every single one of those questions. Every tear you shed while asking them was caught by an angel. And now God is beginning to unseal that envelope. But hear me clearly. This revelation is happening only in your presence. God is not revealing this behind your back. He is revealing it to you, because your trust matters. Your consent matters. Your spiritual yes matters. If you open your heart now, what was hidden in the shadows will come to light. And I need you to trust this next part implicitly. The truth is not coming to hurt you. It is coming to heal you. The answers will not break you. They will finally set you free from the prison of not knowing. Show heaven that you are present and listening. Like this video, to energetically claim these answers. Consider it a seed of faith that accelerates the revelation you've been waiting for. If you trust that God's timing is perfect and that He is unsealing this truth for your healing, declare your trust by typing Amen below. Let this be your signal to heaven that you are no longer afraid of the answers, but ready to embrace the freedom they bring. My child, my beloved, you are not alone in this experience. I know that sometimes it feels like you are on an island with this connection. Even if you feel like no one in your physical reality understands this kind of soul-deep pain, heaven understands. Even if well-meaning friends tell you to, just get over it, or move on, as if your soul could simply forget its other half. Even if the world tries to convince you that this connection was a fantasy, heaven knows the reality. And more than that, heaven is actively protecting this reality. That is why every attempt you made to force yourself to forget them failed. That is why no new person you met ever quite fit into the shape of your heart the way they did. It always felt like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. It just wasn't right. That is why, even after all this time, even after the distance and the suffocating silence, A small, stubborn ember inside you still believes. I am here to tell you that this belief is not foolish. It is not desperation. It is prophetic. It is your soul remembering a bond that was written in the stars before you breathed your first breath. You didn't make this up to comfort yourself. You were made for this specific frequency of love. Trust that knowing. My child, my beloved, lean in closer now. Lower your defenses and open your spirit, because what I am about to say has only been revealed to a very few. It is a window into the soul of the one you love. Your soulmate, in the depths of their confusion and pain, once asked God to take this connection away. Yes, they prayed for it to end, not because they didn't love you. No, it was the exact opposite. It was because they loved you too much, and that love felt like a tidal wave they couldn't control. It overwhelmed their nervous system. They felt deeply unworthy of the light you shone upon them. They looked at their own shadows and couldn't understand how someone like you could love someone like them. They begged heaven to help them forget you, to release the grip these feelings had on their heart, because it felt easier to be numb than to feel so much and fear losing it. And do you know what heaven did in response to that prayer? Nothing. God did not grant that request, because even God will not erase what God Himself has written. If you believe in the permanence of what God has written for you, subscribe now. Secure your alignment with His divine plan and refuse to let the world erase your faith. The divine blueprint cannot be altered by temporary human fear. The connection remained. The feelings did not fade. In fact, in the absence, they deepened. The more they tried to run from you, the more lost they became in their own lives. Everything else felt gray compared to the color you brought into their world. They have been in a spiritual wilderness until now, until this message, until this divine turning point where you are both being called back to center. And now you are being given access to that truth. You are being shown their secret struggle, not so you can judge them for running, but so you can understand just how deeply they feel. Their running was never about a lack of love for you. It was about a lack of love for themselves. My child, my beloved, the world will never understand the weight or the depth of a true soulmate connection. It doesn't fit into the neat boxes of modern dating. That is why you were never meant to consult the world about it. You were meant to consult heaven. And heaven is answering you right now through these words, through my voice, and most importantly, through the way your own heart is responding to every sentence with a deep sense of recognition. This resonance you feel, that is your confirmation. This is sacred alignment happening in a real time. This is the moment you prayed for, and perhaps even forgot you prayed for because it took so long to arrive. And now that it is here, I want to relieve you of a heavy burden. All that is required of you now is your willingness to receive the miracle. That is it. You do not have to fix what was broken. You do not have to chase anyone down. You do not have to strategize or manipulate a reunion. You just have to open your heart and allow. Heaven will do the heavy lifting. Heaven will orchestrate the how. Your only job is the yes. My child, my beloved, I need you to really grasp this next point, for it is crucial for your own healing. Your soulmate is carrying pain too. You are not the only one who has suffered in this separation. They have been fighting battles that you were never allowed to see, battles they hid behind a mask of indifference or busyness. Some of them were deeply spiritual, ancestral karma that they were born to clear, soul contracts with other people that needed to be resolved before they could fully commit to you, and emotional blocks that go back generations in their lineage. They have been doing heavy spiritual lifting, even if they weren't consciously aware of it. And some of their battles were very earthly. There was miscommunication where wires got crossed. There was the stinging pain of betrayal by others in their past that made them rust you. There was paralyzing fear. And yes, there was wrong advice from people around them who pretended to help, but were actually projecting their own limitations onto your connection. All of this poisonous energy has now come to the surface. It could no longer stay hidden. Heaven saw it all. God heard every lie told to them. And now Archangel Michael has been allowed to expose it to you so that you can see them with eyes of compassion rather than judgment. But if you walk away from this divine briefing because of your own wounded pride, they may believe the lie that you never really cared. They may believe they should finally give up hope. And you will both carry the weight of what could have been for lifetimes to come. My child, you were not born for almost. You were not born for a halfway love story. You were born for holy union, for a love that mirrors the divine. And that possibility is what is standing right in front of your face at this very moment. My child, my beloved, what you are about to understand in the coming chapters could rewrite the way you see everything that has happened in your past relationships. I am not only talking about this person, your soulmate. I am talking about every heartbreak before them that left you questioning your worth, your purpose, and whether you would ever be truly loved in the way your spirit longs to be. You have often felt like you were too much, too intense, too feeling for this world. But heaven sees the pattern differently. And now, for the first time, the reason for all that past pain is being revealed. It was not to punish you. It was to refine you. It was to prepare you to hold the high voltage of a true soul connection. The truth about your soulmate isn't just about romance. It is about destiny. They are the gatekeeper to a chapter of your life that was paused until you both had grown enough to handle it. This message is the unpausing button. Do not turn away now, because this moment was written into the script of your life long before your soul ever chose to incarnate on this earth. My child, my beloved, I want you to close your eyes for a moment and imagine a library that has no ceiling, a place where the shelves reach up into the infinite heavens. This is the Hall of Records. In this sacred place, there is a book that few souls are ever permitted to see. It is not a book of judgment. It is the book of alignment. It contains the true history of your soul, past, present, and future. And in this book, your name was seen beside theirs. It was written in an ink that cannot be erased by time, distance, or human error. I was given permission to open this book to your specific page today. And when I did, I must tell you, the heavens fell silent with compassion. I saw how long you have waited. The record shows every night your tears soaked your pillow when you thought no one was watching. It shows the mornings you forced yourself to smile and function in the world while your heart felt heavy as lead. Whitey, it recorded the confusion, the crushing loneliness, and the immense strength you used to pretend you were fine when you were actually grieving a loss no one else could see. But heaven does not forget. You are not invisible here. Your pain has been witnessed, and your endurance has been honored. And this person, the one whose name is now vibrating in the halls of heaven, has been spiritually tethered to you through all of it. Even when they were physically absent, the Book of Alignment shows that their soul was circling back to you again and again. They were drawn to your light like a moth to a flame. Even when their human eyes could not see you clearly, they could feel you. And now, something massive has shifted. Something powerful enough to crack the veil that has kept you apart. My child, my beloved. Earlier today, yes, this very day, a spiritual event took place that you need to know about. An angel was sent to your soulmate during a moment of mundane silence. It may have happened while they were driving to work, or sitting alone in their room, or staring blankly at a screen, lost in thought. In that split second of silence, the noise of the world was muted, and they were shown a vision. They were shown your face. It was not just a memory, fleeting and fuzzy. It was a spiritual image, crisp, vivid, and pulsating with life. It was a flash of knowing that hit them in the center of their chest. For the first time in a long time, the walls they have built around their heart started to shake. Hit the like button if you are ready for those walls to crumble completely. Your interaction is a spiritual agreement that accelerates the breakthrough happening in their heart right now. They felt a sudden, overwhelming wave of emotion, a mix of regret, love, and a desperate need to be near you. They may not have told anyone about this moment. They may have tried to brush it off as a daydream or a random thought. But heaven didn't brush it off. Heaven recorded it as a seismic shift in their timeline. When that moment happened, I, Archangel Michael, was sent to prepare you immediately. Because this is no longer a one-sided journey where you are holding the torch alone. The activation has begun on their end. The dormant chords of divine connection are reawakening, lighting up like fiber optics. But here is why you are reading this. If you do not step into this revelation now with faith, you may never know what was about to bloom from that seed of awakening. My child, my beloved, you may be wondering, why now? Why is all of this happening suddenly after so much silence? Because in the realm of the divine, there are no accidents, only appointed times. This is the hour that was written in prophecy for your life. This is the moment your soul chose to experience before your feet ever touched this earth. The delay you suffered was not rejection, it was protection. It was preparation. If you had met fully before this moment, or if the reunion had happened when you desperately wanted it years ago, the connection might have burned too fast. It might have fallen apart under the weight of unhealed wounds and immaturity. You weren't ready, and neither were they. But now the healing has taken root. The truth has begun to rise like the morning sun. The storm that once kept you apart is finally calming into a sea of glass. If you walk forward now, hand in hand with this divine message, you will see the impossible rearrange itself in your favor. My child, my beloved, I see something in your soulmate's life right now that you may not know, and it is vital that you understand this. They are watching you, not necessarily in a creepy way, but in a spiritual way. They are stalking your energy. Whether through seeking spiritual signs, looking at your social media in secret, or simply sensing your vibration, they are searching for confirmation. They are looking for proof that what they feel is real, that you feel it too. They are terrified that they have waited too long. But here is the spiritual guidance, the warning of love. If you remain energetically silent, if you close your heart, if you block the flow of love because of pride, they may take your silence as disinterest. They may interpret your energetic wall as a sign that you have moved on. They may turn away, not out of pride, but out of self-protection. They have been hurt before too, and they are terrified of repeating a cycle of rejection. But you can end that fear right now. You can melt their defenses by receiving this truth and allowing your heart to open without delay. The angels are watching your reaction. Heaven is recording your response. What you choose to feel next will shape what opens or what shuts in the spirit realm. My child, my beloved, there is something else I must tell you. It is a hard truth, but it is necessary for the clearing of this path. It is not easy to say, but I am the protector of truth. A false voice has been whispering lies into your soulmate's ears for some time. Someone around them, perhaps a friend, a family member, or a bitter acquaintance, has planted seeds of confusion, doubt, and even fear about you. This person saw your light. They saw the power of the connection you shared, and they felt threatened by it. Envy is a heavy energy, and this person projected their own shadows onto your union. They told your soulmate things that were not true. They twisted situations to make them question your heart, your loyalty, or your compatibility. And because your soulmate was in a vulnerable state of confusion, it worked for a while. That is why they pulled away. That is why they vanished without a proper explanation. It wasn't that they stopped loving you. It was that they were poisoned by doubt. But I have good news. That season of deception is over. Heaven just exposed that voice. I saw it. I heard the angels report. And I was sent to cut through the lies with my sword of truth. I am here to deliver this message to bring clarity where confusion had taken root. The influence of this false voice is crumbling as we speak. Your soulmate is beginning to see through the manipulation. They are starting to realize that the advice they took was wrong. You must know this so you stop blaming yourself. You have spent so much time dissecting your own behavior, wondering, what did I do wrong? Was I too needy? Was I not enough? My child, listen to me. This was never your fault. You were fighting an invisible enemy. If you are ready to release the burden of self-blame and accept that you have always been worthy, type, "I am worthy," in the comments. Let this simple act break the heavy chains of guilt you've been carrying and seal your innocence in the eyes of heaven. But now, that enemy is being removed. My child, my beloved, let your soul rest for a moment in this truth. You were always enough. You were always the one. And everything you feared you lost is now being rewritten with light. You are not late. You are not forgotten. And you are certainly not hard to love. You are simply chosen. And the chosen ones are often tested the hardest because their love carries a higher frequency, a frequency that heals not just hearts, but generations. That is why your soulmate connection has felt so intense, so confusing, and so undeniably divine. Because it was never just about the two of you having a dinner date, it was about the assignment your love carries. It was about the ripple effect it will create in the world. It was about breaking generational curses of lovelessness in both your families. And now you are being asked to believe again, even if it hurts, even if it is scary, because belief is the key that unlocks the next door. My child, my beloved, I must also speak to what your soulmate is hiding right now. Yes, hiding, because although their heart is starting to burn with the truth of your connection, their mind is still fighting a war with logic. They are torn. On one side is the pull toward you, a spiritual hunger they cannot deny, a thirst that no other water can quench. On the other side is fear. They are battling the fear of rejection. They are battling the fear of not being good enough for you after all this time. They are battling the fear that if they open the door, they will find it locked. This inner war has kept them frozen in inaction. They want to reach out, but their hand shakes. They want to speak, but their voice fails. But heaven is intervening now. This message you are reading is the breakthrough moment that tips the scales. The angels are whispering into their dreams, showing them that it is safe to return. Archangel Raphael is working on their heart chakra, healing the old wounds that made them run. And I, Michael, am standing in front of them in the spirit, cutting through every fear, every lie, and every past disappointment that tries to hold them back. But this healing will only complete if you say yes, if you respond with readiness and open arms in the spirit. My child, my beloved, you have waited long enough. You have carried the ache long enough, and heaven has declared it is time. Not next month, not next year, now. Because if this window's missed, the consequences will be a delay that your heart does not deserve. Not as punishment, but because divine alignment comes in sacred timing. You are in that timing right now. Do not miss this window. Subscribe to stay tethered to this divine timing. It is a prophetic act that says, Lord, I am staying right here until my blessing comes. If you don't believe me, look at the signs around you, the vivid dreams where they appear and speak to you, the synchronicities, seeing their name, their birthday, or hearing your song in random places, the strange feelings of warmth or goosebumps that come and go without reason. These are not random glitches in the matrix. These are spiritual signals. They are the universe's way of preparing you for what is about to walk through the door. The message you are reading now is the final sign, the ultimate confirmation. And what happens next is not fate. It is choice, divine choice, your choice. My child, my beloved, I can feel your spirit trembling as you read this. You are not imagining that something enormous is shifting. You have been sensing it for days now. The atmosphere around you has changed density. Your emotions have been rising and crashing without warning. At times you feel deeply connected, blissful even, and then suddenly disconnected, unsure and anxious. That is not confusion. That is spiritual collision. Your energy field is colliding with the truth that has finally broken through heaven's barrier. What was once sealed is now open, but only for a moment. If you wait too long to claim it, the energy may dissipate. This once-in-a-lifetime alignment could pass like a breeze through open fingers if you do not grab hold of it with your faith. That is why you must stay. Keep reading, keep breathing, keep your vibration high. Heaven is not playing games with your heart, it is rescuing it. My child, my beloved, this soulmate connection has passed through storms that would have sunk any other ship. Maybe you don't even know the full weight of what they went through to protect this connection in the spiritual realm, even while they were running from it in the physical realm. You think they walked away because they didn't care. But what if I told you they were pulled away? What if I told you they were spiritually attacked the moment they got too close to the light of your love? Because light always draws attack from the darkness. And the light between you two is so bright, it terrified the shadows. But they are finding their way back. The compass of their soul has recalibrated. And this time, they need your help. They do not need you to chase them physically. They need your spiritual help. They need your signal. They need your lack of fear. They are watching, waiting, hoping for a sign from the universe that the coast is clear. And you, your energy, your openness, your faith are that sign. If you don't answer this divine nudge, they might assume you have moved on. They might assume you have chosen someone else, and that thought would break them in ways I may not be allowed to heal quickly. My child, my beloved, I want to reveal the depth of this moment. Your soul isn't just being informed, it is being activated. That means this message carries more than words on a screen. It is coded with light frequencies. It is wrapped in spiritual keys, opening chambers within your heart that you forgot even existed. That is why you feel your heart racing right now. That is why your chest feels heavy and light at the same time. That is why memories are flashing through your mind like lightning. Because every line of this message is awakening something you sealed away for your own survival. But God says, enough. You don't have to just survive anymore. You are being called to live. Fully, emotionally, spiritually. And love, true, deep, soul-shaking love, is a part of that plan. My child, my beloved, I must tell you this plainly, for there is no time left for riddles. Your soulmate has reached a breaking point, but do not fear this phrase. In the spiritual realm, a breaking point is not a disaster, it is a breakthrough. It is the moment when the shell of the seed finally cracks under the pressure of the soil, so that new life can emerge. The pressure they have been feeling, the restlessness at work, the inability to sleep, the dissatisfaction with their current relationships or solitude, has all been engineered by heaven. Something is about to happen in their life that will change everything. A shift is occurring that will force them out of their stagnation. And whether you realize it or not, you will be part of the ripple effect of this change. They can no longer maintain the status quo. The illusion that they can live without this connection is shattering. They have tried to fill the void with distractions, with work, with other people, but the void remains because it is shaped exactly like you. They may contact you soon. They may appear in a vivid dream that wakes you up with your heart pounding. They may suddenly show up in your physical world, a chance encounter at a coffee shop, a grocery store, or a street corner you both used to frequent. Heaven arranges these accidents. When this happens, and it will, I have one command for you. Do not be shocked. And more importantly, do not run. I know your instinct will be to protect yourself. You have been hurt before. You have been ghosted, ignored, or misunderstood. The scar tissue on your heart says, push them away before they can hurt me again. But I am asking you to override that instinct. The pain of the past was never meant to make you numb or defensive. It was meant to shape your wisdom. And now, the wise version of you, the high priestess or priest of your own life, must rise. The door they are standing in front of right now will either be opened by your courage or locked by your fear. If you meet their return with coldness, they will retreat, perhaps forever. But if you meet them with a calm, open dignity, you will create a safe space for the truth to finally land. Once that door shuts due to fear, it is not easy to pry open again. keep it ajar. Keep a light on in the window of your soul. My child, my beloved, I know you have been asking for signs. You have asked for specific feathers, for numbers like 1111, for songs on the radio. But I am here to tell you, do not ask for another sign after this video. This is the sign. This message was divinely orchestrated to find you in the vast ocean of the internet. It could have gone to millions of other people, but the energetic algorithm of the universe delivered it to you. Do not think that a computer program sent this to you. Heaven did. The angels guided your finger to click. Acknowledge this divine appointment by liking this video. It is a small act of faith that tells God, I see your sign and I receive it. Do not let this moment pass unsealed. And if you skip this or brush it off as just another tarot reading or just another motivational video, you will be dismissing a direct correspondence from the divine. You will regret it more than anything else in this season, because God does not often shout like the world does. He speaks softly through the things we almost ignore. This is heaven's soft whisper to you. Why is this message coming now? Because your soulmate has finally remembered who you are. Not just your name, but your essence. I see a scene in the spirit realm that is profoundly moving. They are sitting alone, perhaps late at night. There is a journal or a piece of paper in front of them, and they are writing your name. Their hand is trembling, not from fear, but from the sheer intensity of the energy flowing through them. They are whispering prayers for a second chance. They are asking the universe if it is too late. They are wondering if you still think of them. They are too afraid to ask you directly because they fear your rejection more than anything. But they do not know what you know. They do not know that heaven has already arranged this moment to reach you first, to prepare your heart so that when they finally gather the courage to speak, you are ready to listen. My child, my beloved, do not let the enemy confuse you now. And when I say enemy, I do not mean a monster. I mean the voice of doubt that lives in your own mind. The voice that says, this is just a coincidence. That is the same voice that has kept you in cycles of unfulfillment for years. The voice that says, you'll be fine without this, just move on, is the same logical voice that whispered lies to your soulmate, making them believe they were unworthy of your love. This is a war. Not a war of violence, but a spiritual war for your union. There are forces of low vibration, jealousy, fear, past trauma, that do not want to see a love this bright exist in the world, because a love like yours changes the vibration of the planet. It heals others, it inspires others, and darkness hates to be displaced by light. But hear me, you are winning this war just by staying here. Just by listening to this message, you are anchoring the light. You are winning. Do you feel that shift in your spirit? If you claim this victory over the darkness and refuse to let doubt win today, type Amen below. Let the enemy see your written declaration that you are standing firm in your faith and that your love story is protected by God. Do not stop now. Keep moving forward in faith, because with every word you absorb, a chain breaks. A lie is exposed. A door opens in the spirit realm. Soon, your soulmate will feel it too. They will awaken more deeply. They will be guided back into your space by a series of synchronicities they cannot ignore. And when they do return, they will speak words they never had the courage to say before. Words that have been stuck in their throat for lifetimes. They will say things like, I knew it was you. I always knew it was you, even when I ran. My child, my beloved, what they feel for you is real. I need you to validate that in your own heart. They just didn't know how to protect it. They were like a child given a rare diamond. They were afraid they would lose it, so they buried it. They made mistakes. So did you. But love isn't about perfection. It is about recognition. It is about looking at another soul and saying, I know you. In heaven's eyes, your souls recognized each other eons ago. That is why the connection never died, even when the communication did. That is why no one else ever truly replaced them in the sanctuary of your heart. And now, as you sit here holding this divine moment in your hands, you must decide. Will you walk away from something so sacred just because you don't understand how it will unfold? Or will you trust that heaven knows the way? Trust that I, Archangel Michael, was sent here not to play with your emotions, but to protect your heart, to prepare it, to point it home. My child, my beloved, this is the moment. Heaven has paused many other messages, many other distractions, just to make this one shine brighter in your feed. All of heaven's attention is focused on you right now, because what happens next will not just change your relationship status, it will change your destiny. If you say yes with your spirit right now, even silently, even with a whisper, the angels will rush into motion. You are the commander of your reality. Your yes is the command that launches the fleet. Your soulmate will feel it like a shockwave in their soul. They may not know why, but suddenly they will reach for their phone. Or they will find themselves crying tears of release without knowing what has come over them. Or they will feel an overwhelming magnetic urge to drive to where you are. That is the vibration we are creating right now. This is the miracle. It is physics, spiritual physics. Do not delay it with doubt. Do not miss it by scrolling away to a video about cat fails or daily news. Stay open. Stay present. Heaven is not done with you yet, and neither is your love story. My child, my beloved, I must tell you something few are ever allowed to hear regarding the mechanics of miracles. The angels are not just passively watching over your story. They are actively rearranging people, timing, and emotions around you to make space for what heaven has prepared. They are moving obstacles out of your way. They are removing toxic people from your soulmate's life. But everything depends on your response. The universe respects the law of free will above all else. If your spirit remains closed, if you let cynicism win, if you choose the noise of the world instead of this moment of silence and divine truth, those arrangements will stop. Not out of anger. God does not punish you for being afraid, but the universe cannot force a gift into a hand that is clenched into a fist. Your soulmate is more open than they have ever been. They are watching for a signal from you, a whisper, a sign, a willingness. And this message is that bridge. You are holding the key in your hands. Do not throw it away into the river of doubt. My child, my beloved, let your soul feel this fully. Do not numb it. Do not try to logic your way out of what your spirit knows is true. That aching you feel in your chest right now, that is not heartburn. That is your heart chakra spinning, expanding to accommodate the love that is coming. That trembling in your belly, that is your intuition vibrating at a high frequency. That sudden memory of them that just popped into your head, the smell of their perfume, the sound of their laugh, it is all connected. You are in the middle of a divine visitation. And your soulmate is on the other side of the veil, feeling the pull too. They don't know you are watching this video right now, but their spirit does. Their higher self is communicating with yours in the ether. They feel the magnetic shift. They feel the urgency. They feel a longing that goes deeper than anything they have felt before. They may be at work, or at a party, or lying in bed, but suddenly they feel incomplete without you. Soon, their body will follow where their spirit is leading. That is how heaven works. Spirit leads first, flesh follows. Your time has come. Subscribe to anchor yourself in this high frequency. It is an act of obedience that keeps your spirit open to the updates heaven is sending you daily. My child, my beloved, I want to reveal a secret now that will help you understand the silence between you and your soulmate. I know the silence was painful. I know it felt like abandonment. But I am here to tell you, there was never an absence. There was a divine protection. Sometimes, God hides you from the one you love. Not to keep you apart, but to shield both of you from harm while healing is taking place. That is what happened here. If you had been together during this past season, You would have hurt each other. You would have triggered each other's deepest wounds before you had the tools to heal them. The silence wasn't rejection, it was a holy pause. It was a quarantine for your hearts. Because had you connected prematurely, both of you would have repeated patterns that would have destroyed what God wanted to preserve. You would have burned the bridge. Now, the healing is nearly complete. The lessons have been learned. The karma has been balanced. Heaven is ready to press play again on this connection. But this only works if your heart is ready to receive them as they are now, not as they were then. This is not about the old version of them, the one who was confused, the one who ran. This is about the evolved version that is being awakened right now. They have grown. You have grown. You are finally strong enough to meet them again as equals. My child, my beloved, I see what is coming, and it is beautiful. But it will not wait forever. There is a sacred window of time where divine intervention is strongest. It is a portal of grace, and you are standing inside that window right now. The veil is thin. The angels are near. God is closer to you than your own breath. But this message is your action step. It is your confirmation. It is your call. And if you don't respond, the door will begin to close again, slowly, gently, silently, and you will wonder why things went cold again, why the sign stopped, why the connection faded. It won't be because it wasn't real. It will be because it wasn't received. You are being given what so many beg heaven for: a moment of clarity, a moment to change everything, a moment to say, yes, I am ready. My child, my beloved, we are nearing the end of this transmission, but what I am about to tell you is the most important part of the revelation. You must understand that this connection, the one that has kept you awake at night, the one that has defied all logic, is not just about romance. If you think this is only about dinner dates, holding hands, or finding someone to keep you warm, you are missing the magnitude of what heaven is orchestrating. This is about divine mission. Your soulmate holds keys to parts of your destiny that you cannot activate alone. And you, in turn, hold the keys to theirs. There are gifts dormant inside of them that will only unlock in your presence. There is a version of you, a more powerful, radiant, purposeful version that will only fully emerge when their energy is balanced with yours. That is why the connection has been so persistent. That is why the universe refused to let you sever the cord, no matter how many times you tried to cut it with the scissors of logic. That is why you feel their presence in the middle of the night when no one else understands your tears. This is bigger than feelings. This is about purpose. The moment you allow your heart to fully open to this sacred assignment, the miracles will begin to multiply, not just in your love life, but in your finances, your health, and your creativity. Doors that have been rusted shut for years will suddenly swing open. People who can help you will appear out of nowhere. Resources will flow into your life because heaven funds divine alignment. If you receive this promise of overflow, not just in love, but in every area of your life, type Amen in the comments. Affirm that you are ready for the doors to open and for the resources to flow, because you are stepping into your divine purpose. What you are stepping into is not just a love story, it is a life assignment. You are being called to form a power couple in the spirit realm. Two souls who do not just gaze at each other, but who look outward together in the same direction, bringing light to a world that is desperate for it. The enemy tried to block this union not because he cares about who you date, but because he fears the power you will hold when you are finally standing side by side. Stand your ground against the enemy. Subscribe to arm yourself with truth. It is how you secure your alignment with the victory that has already been won for you. My child, my beloved, I know the hardest part of this journey has been the waiting. You have viewed waiting as a passive state, a state of lack. But I am here to reframe this for you. You are not waiting, you are preparing. And now, you are being called to the art of active surrender. This does not mean you give up. It means you give over. You give the burden of the how and the when over to Archangel Michael and the legions of light. You have been gripping this connection so tightly that you have strangled the energy flow. You have been checking, stalking, worrying, and analyzing. That energy is heavy. It pushes love away. I'm asking you now to release your grip, not to release the love, but to release the worry. Trust that the energetic work is done. Trust that the message has been delivered to their soul. If you are ready to finally let go of the worry and trust Archangel Michael to handle the details, type, "I trust God," below. Let those 3 words be your act of surrender, handing the heavy burden over to heaven so your hands are free to receive the miracle. When you surrender, you become magnetic. When you stop chasing, you start attracting. Your soulmate is currently in a state of confusion, trying to find their way back to the light. If you are running around in a panic, you are creating a chaotic frequency that makes it harder for them to find you. But if you stand still, if you stand in your power, if you glow with the certainty that what is yours cannot miss you, you become a lighthouse. And a ship lost at storm always finds the lighthouse. Be the lighthouse, not the storm. My child, my beloved, I want to take you back to the image of the envelope I mentioned earlier, the divine envelope that contains the secrets of your union. Heaven is breaking the final seal right now. The truth is, your soulmate never stopped loving you. Not for a second. Even in their silence, they were having conversations with you in their head. Even in their absence, they were comparing everyone else to you, and everyone else fell short. The divine unsealing means that the truth is about to manifest in the 3D world. You will not just feel it, you will see it. You will hear it. They are gathering the courage to speak. They are practicing the words. They are terrified of your rejection, yes, but their need for your presence is becoming stronger than their fear. The scales are tipping. Love is winning. I, Archangel Michael, have cleared the path. I have removed the spiritual debris. I have silenced the lying voices around them. The road is clear. All that is left is for them to take the step, and for you to be ready to receive them with grace, not anger. If you meet them with the energy of, "I told you so," you will wound them. But if you meet them with the energy of, "Welcome home," you will heal them. My child, my beloved, we have reached the moment of activation. This is where we move from reading to receiving. This is where we shift the timeline. I want you to stop what you are doing. If you can, place your hand over your heart. Close your eyes for a moment and take a deep breath, inhaling the golden light of heaven and exhaling the gray smoke of doubt. Repeat this prayer with me, either out loud or in the silence of your heart. Let these words vibrate through your cells. Let them be the signal that tells the universe you are ready. Say this now. Divine Creator, Archangel Michael, and the hosts of heaven, I stand before you today, open and ready. I acknowledge the deep love that exists in my heart, and I thank you for its truth. I surrender my fear, my anxiety, and my need to control this connection. I release the pain of the silence. I forgive the past. I ask you, Archangel Michael, to cut the cords of fear that have bound my soulmate. Clear their mind of confusion. Remove the voices of doubt from their ears. Awaken them fully to the bond we share. I declare that I am a safe harbor for their return. I declare that I am worthy of a love that is consistent, holy, and true. I accept the divine mission of this union. I am ready to receive the miracle. I am ready for the contact. I am ready for the reunion. And so it is. Amen. Seal this prayer now. Press the like button as a physical act of faith to lock in this vibration. Let it serve as the stamp of approval on your request to heaven. Feel that? That shift in your chest? That lightness? That is the feeling of a timeline shifting. You have just given heaven permission to move mountains on your behalf. You have just authorized the angels to intervene. The heavy lifting is over. Now you watch. Now you wait with active expectation. My child, my beloved, as I depart from this transmission, know that I am not leaving your side. I am stationed around you, guarding this promise. You are not crazy. You are not desperate. You are a visionary who saw the gold in someone when the world only saw the dirt, and you are about to be rewarded for your faith. The next time you see their name, the next time you hear their voice, know that it is the fruit of this moment. Heaven has spoken. The truth is out. The silence is over. The reunion has begun in the spirit, and it is rapidly manifesting in the natural. You are loved beyond measure. You are protected, and you are destined for this union. Walk in peace, my child. Walk in confidence. The miracle is already yours. If you have received this message, if you have felt the truth of it in your bones, do not let this energy dissipate. Seal it. Lock it in. Subscribe to this channel to keep your energy aligned with this high frequency. Like this video to tell the algorithm of the universe that you accept this blessing. And in the comments, I want you to write one simple phrase to stamp your confirmation on this timeline. I am ready for my miracle. Write it now. Claim it. Believe it. And watch what God does next. And finally, share this prophecy. Someone else is crying out for this confirmation right now. Be the answer to their prayer by passing this on, and watch how God expands your territory in return.